Hi everyone, this is Bill. Taking a look at the rams today. They're all in this group except one. He's out with all the ewes for cleanup. This one right here is Panther. We got Bulldog, Hawkeye, Wilmer, a Redline son out of the embryo transfer ram I raised the first year. This is E.T. He's out of an embryo transfer ewe. Cyclone there with the yellow tag, and that's his dad right next to him, 31K. And then we got 2356L, which he's a 50H son, and 50H is hiding over there in the barn doorway. Which, between 50H and his son, I really like the son better. But 50H is the old guy now that I imported. And then there's his son. You be the judge. I like the son better than the dad, and he would have been out of a yellow line ewe. First year when I got them, I just mated them to whoever, so that way I could get them bred that year, because I got them right at breeding time, last minute deal. Just got a little bit of a zoomed in look for him, like Adam, I guess. Bulldog back there, he'd actually be a son of the one that's out there for cleanup, and I've showed him in other videos, but I really like that ram. Wilmer hasn't been used yet here, but he's going to be used on ewe lambs real soon. Well, there's the ewes. You can see them in the distance out there in the corn stalks eating. They're probably all spread out throughout there, but I just happened to see some of them caught in my eye. Otherwise, I was going to show you what I did this summer, because I mentioned it in my last ewe lamb video, is put in this earth heated Cobett water. And when you put these in, the key to them is to have them buried deep in the ground, and off memory, I think you're only supposed to have like 22 inches above ground they were wanting. Well, where we sit, this farm's on a lot of limestone, and so when we got down getting close to the depth where it needed to be, we hit solid limestone, so we couldn't go any deeper. So we just had to put it there, and then I let the ground settle, and I put that concrete pad back where it was. And then I put this little cement here where they can just kind of step up and drink out of it. And it's right in the fence line, so they can drink out of both sides. But the key to that is the valve is down in the water, so that way it'll keep it from freezing. And then you got this little ball here. Let the water level come up. Works pretty slick. Now we'll just see if we get enough heat off that earth. But anyway, so then I just built the dirt up around it a little bit more, so now we're more at the level that they really want them when you install them. So we'll just see if it works. And if you see that bucket there, it's just because it had a shut-off valve. I think they call them a curb stop. That was there, and it was going to have dirt over the top of it because of us kind of building this up to try to keep that earth-heated water warm enough, because you're not supposed to use electricity to it, but you can get a little bit of ice on top. But if you don't want to do that, you can put a appliance light bulb in there. Panther wants to come up to it, I guess. So I just put a regular light bulb in there because we already had electricity here from that old orange automatic water that you saw in my last video. There's going to take a drink so you can see how they use it. So anyway, we had the electricity there, so I just did that, and I have a breaker in the barn so I can shut it off and on as needed. So I'm going to try to go without it. If it gets where it starts to get a little bit of ice on there, we have to chip it, and then I'm going to try it with it and see what the difference is, and hopefully that's enough heat so you don't have to chip the ice off at all, because I figure if I already have the juice there, why chip the ice off if you don't need to? So we're going to see how it goes. Hopefully I'll like it. And then while I was out here, I was going to show you what I did different in the cattle shed, because I was talking about that in my last video when I showed you the ewe lambs. But I used to have some of them wooden bunks all lined up along the north wall in here. So I just decided to change this up and put like a big alleyway down the middle. And then they can eat off of both sides. So the theory behind this then is this middle area would be so you can unroll a round bale. Or in this case, I got these huge 4x4 bales, and I haven't done it since I only have just the 10 rams in here, but I can cut those strings and then I can spread that hay all the way down through this middle alley by hand, and then I can feed a big group of ewes. But it'll also be really nice if I have round bales, and then obviously they'll be on the outside all the way around it, being able to eat the hay, and that way you don't have to put out so many bales at a time when you have a large group, and then hopefully they won't waste as much hay. They do make some like 10-12 foot long feed fronts, which I could use, but because I don't know how well I'm going to like this for now, I just use some old gates and put up here, and then I'm going to see how it goes. Anyway, so that's why I moved the other bunks up to the other building. And I don't plan on feeding grain to the ewes anyway, so it'll work good, I think. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an update since I mentioned in the last video. That's kind of the changes I've been working on this summer and fall. And now we're never ready for winter, but physically the place is ready for winter. Thanks for watching. Bye.